Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We are just starting the hard mode challenge for the next 2 achievements, which will accumulate with us making hopefully 100 billion. But at the moment we're actually fighting the hard mode operating costs, which are substantial. We started off on this map because I'm a bit of a masochist. I did the first 50 million with no trains. For which purpose in the 1850s we set up this lovely route of food, which was very convenient and short, and we also had a nice petrol fuel production here in Portishead that also ended up being quite profitable despite considerable trucking distance here for the crude oil. Having completed that, we've done our first segment of train, which was actually not profitable at all. Because it was a bad habit. I construct stations that basically look like this, and there's a whole load of infrastructure there, which the game charges you for. Quite a lot, as it turns out. Besides the vehicle maintenance, which is extremely high on hard, you obviously have track maintenance and infrastructure maintenance, which is stations, depots, and so forth. So in the first implementation or iteration of the trains, I'd actually picked a model which was way too powerful for the size of the trains that we were pulling, and ultimately it ended up losing money on every single line. I had the 3000 kilowatt 45, was it the AE on here, and it was they were just eating up money basically because the trains aren't going full in both directions anywhere, so they only have a single trajectory to make money on. And so, the running costs become quite important, especially if they're stopped for a little while. And that is the problem. While the trains are, waiting to fill up, they cost a lot of money. I'm also very conscious of keeping things like truck depots relatively small and not buying too many of my own roads, because those also have increased maintenance. So every road and bridge that you build and not use the computer generated ones will cost you money over time, which does sum up. You can't just go around connecting little end bits like you would do on normal mode here in the cities to make the connections better, because all those roads you will end up paying for. And that's something to bear in mind. Basically, every piece of infrastructure you put in, it's like this station here as well. If after the realization, I would have probably made this a simple 2 or even single track station with expansion possibilities, because as it stands, it is a rather expensive proposition for what is currently just one line of construction materials. It will obviously later take oil down to the refinery and then make plastics and so forth, but until that is the case, it's costing me money without actually generating any revenue. So yeah, lesson learned on that one. We also have a small tools distribution that started going on here, so these 2 cities have their tool quotas relatively met. This one's almost, it's at 90%. And here we have also 90%. So currently this tools factory at its current rate is generating sufficient tools to cover these 2 cities. And once they've grown into this, it will be the sole provider of tools for up here, which basically means that the lumber camp, currently supplied by 2 forests, is also maxed out, or thereabouts. So this is in effect already a closed unit. There is nothing more that we can extract from this for any other supplies without cannibalizing what's already being delivered to Driffield and Yateley. So new tool production will need to be sourced, and we have a nice little circuit here: a lumber camp, 2 forests, and a tools factory to basically start supplying tools to, what's the city called? Chapelle en le Frith. Lovely, French. And Bideford. And possibly also to Alston. Now, Alston is the first transit hub for what is essentially bus routes. I don't think the city sizes and volume of passengers actually justify train routes just yet. So unless a train route is along an existing cargo route, as it develops outwards from up here, I'm going to continue connecting cities with buses at first because they are actually quite profitable. The transit bus lines are part of what's making me the most money, as it were. Yeah, almost 900,000 on this one here, and as you can see, it basically connects. Alston connects in all 4 directions, and is therefore a really profitable little transit hub that's been built here. You can see it here. At any given point in time, there's people going in all directions, and so basically we have now connected Winchelsea down to Northallerton. That was our last connection that we did with passengers, and Northallerton is geographically well placed to also become another connection hub. As you can see, it can connect to Bognor Regis. It can connect to, what's this called? Colompton. Okay, I suppose that was supposed to be Culloden. Cistern, and if we go through the mountain, to Hitchin. So again, this will then be a transit hub, and from there on we have to then consider the possibility of bridging the gap onto what is essentially this peninsula here, or also possibly connecting up the remaining 2 cities down on this end, which is a bit further afield and through a rather large mountain range, but it's doable. The buses do generate quite a bit of revenue, and given the price of airports, I think we will stick with the buses until the cities have reached a reasonable size. I mean, airports, the small one alone is 5.5 million, and the small, 5.5 for the cargo, and if you take these passenger airports, well, it's the larger ones are 21 million, so, or thereabouts. I think we could probably, yes, somewhere around 15 if we place it somewhere a little bit more flat, but nothing really below 15 million. So for these things to be worth their money, you definitely need to have a relatively solid city size for to connect it to. Otherwise, I don't think it'll be worthwhile. So we need to grow these cities. We need to bring them their resources, and make sure that we start getting enough passengers to actually make it worthwhile. I have serious doubts that any kind of cargo endeavor via airplanes will be worth its money. Right. So we've just connected Northallerton to transport. There's the first few people waiting, and we've also started delivering food from this little Northallerton food. Here we go. Now the problem with this, aside from the fact that I actually forgot to set it up to fill these trucks, there we go, done, is that the grain being delivered here is not even enough to cover the needs for Cistern, let alone Northallerton. So what we need to do now is we need to set up a way to get more grain down to this terminal, preferably, and then into the network. And for that purpose, we are now going to put a little cargo port down at this end. Let's see if we can actually connect it in a way that it will. Will it? Won't it? Will it? Won't it? That's a good question. If we put it here, and you also have to be careful with experimentation, because these things are not cheap. And we connect that up there. Okay, so far so good. Let's see if we can. No. See if we can make this work somehow. How does that go there? And then, there we go, connected. Good. So this port will now unload grain into that truck depot. onto the grain line, and then move it on from there. Now, if there is ships with grain coming in, then we will definitely need to increase the cargo capacity of the... oh dear, okay, we'll do it on this side. Now this costs money, obviously, so we need to make sure that we put this to work as quickly as possible. I'm going to switch the terminals around quickly. That way, this will be the grain terminal, and this is the food terminal. Since the food is consistently being picked up, that shouldn't accumulate more than the trucks can handle. Now, the first farm, still on this side of the bridge. Remember, if we demolish this bridge and rebuild it, we'll be paying for it. So I want to avoid that in this first stage while we don't actually have a lot of grain going downriver. So we'll do that there, and we will put a little depot here, because there'll be more harbours upriver picking up more grain as time goes by, so the closer we are to here, the better. Right, let's put that line in. There we go. It's grain, so it's yellow. It's water freight, and it's cistern grain 1. Oops. There. Now, the water freight needs to be fully loaded, unlimited, and the ship we're going to put on here, let's have a look-see. Violas for liquids. Axalp, ooh, 220, wow, that's probably a bit much for just one farm. So at this stage, maybe something slightly smaller. Let's see, they're 30, 27, 32 kilometers an hour, and 130 fit in the compartments. Yes, I suppose that's all right. So we'll take one for now and stick it on the grain line. Once that one's made its way down, we will put a second one on, because I think 2 ships will be sufficient to handle the grain processing here. Now, since we are going to increase the grain influx, we will definitely have to increase the number of trucks that come through here, which will make the line more expensive because the trucks are actually not waiting for full. Oh yes, they are. Oh, System South. Oh, well, this is balanced. I'm quite proud of myself on that one. Okay, so the grain is being loaded onto the dock. We might actually end up changing this normal dock for a large one just so that it has more holding capacity. But if we balance the boats out correctly, we should be okay. I mean, one boat will wait for probably about a half load until it is ready to go. Okay, so that's that part. We'll let that one go. Now, in the meantime, we're going to upgrade the roads down to Bognor Regis. Now, bear in mind that if you upgrade roads that belong to the AI, you don't actually have to pay for the upgrade. So, whoa, hang on. There we go. No upgrade costs. There we go. Fantastic. Great stuff. I need to take advantage of the truck's speed and get them going up here at a less leisurely pace. Right. We deliberately built Northallerton to accommodate a second passenger line, and the way it's placed, it'll also accommodate a third and fourth and a fifth as time goes by, and become the second transit hub in the middle of the map. But for now, we are going to... Where's that ship going? Oh, you little bugger. You go to Bognor Regis South and pick up the grain. You silly nilly. Oh well. At least there's some grain accumulating. What was I going to say? Oh yes, Bognor Regis. We're going to cross-connect Bognor Regis to Siston, so this will also receive a terminal. It's just more convenient than the roadside ones, to be honest. They end up being rather crowded rather quickly. Now I'm thinking about freight and things like that coming in. Quite possibly Bognor Regis will get a harbour. So what we'll do is we're going to put this on here. It doesn't actually reach the entirety of the town as far as distribution is concerned, but at least it will be connected to the harbour once it is put in. Why is it removing buildings on the other side of the road? What is going on there? This is a very expensive proposition. Come on, be nice. Oh wow, it's okay. Well, what about on this side? 2 buildings and a relatively good range. Right, that'll work. Okay, next we will put in a line, a passenger line from there, Northallerton transfer to Bognor Regis. Road passenger, Nor to Bog. Oh no. And green, right. Okay, in order for this line to work, we're going to have to put some vehicles on it. Are we going to put a new depot here since Northallerton? Oh, we do have a depot here. Hang on a second. There we go. I was about to buy them in the wrong place. So 6 should do the trick. Northallerton, Bognor Regis. There we go. Hello, autosave. Okay, so that's that. The ship is loading up with the grain. Good. I think this line will probably be quite profitable. It will become an incremental stop line for several water goods because there's actually quite a few cities on or close to the water. So I can see construction materials coming up here, for instance. Maybe from Winchelsea production, we can get them down here. Again, it really depends on how much production we can output ultimately. I mean, this will do 400, and Winchelsea's already, you know, even without having even received anything, it already wants 110 of that. So 3, maybe 4 cities, but probably not to 100%. So that's going to be something that we'll have to look at later. But I do think that by the end of it, we will need every industry producing. This one here, for instance, could also produce, bearing in mind that in this case we do need just one quarry for construction materials plant, because the quarry does output 400. So we can actually connect up every quarry to every plant. Right. Where we go next? Cistern already has freight delivery. Now the question is, here again, shall we get it close to the waterway? It would really make sense to put it down here. Let me have a look. Cistern, it already warrants a circular bus route because there are quite a few that we don't actually reach. But the main one down by the water, connected up to the harbour, will also be able to accommodate passengers and freight coming from the waterway. So we're going to put that there. And we're going to do a circular line on one, which will go this way. It'll be coming down from there. Definitely there, and all the way back here. Now, if we do a circular line and we want to connect this up to Bognor Regis and Northallerton, we're going to need 3 stops on this. So put another passenger pack there. All right. So, new line. Duke. There we go. Road passenger. System circular. Very nice. Done. And we're going to put these little smaller. Oh. No, I'm a bit annoyed. Well, they're less polluting, so probably better if we put these in there. 2 should do the trick. Done. Now we want a line from system to Bogner. Road passenger sys bog. There we go. And we're going to buy 6 will do the trick. There. We're not going to connect up Northallerton just yet. I'm actually thinking of connecting system to here. We'll see where we go. Let's upgrade the roads. You're done. Good. Good, good, good. All right. It's done. This actually has a road network in place, so it wouldn't be too difficult to send. Why did you cost $4? What are you doing? You see here, normally I would bulldoze this and straighten this out, but at the prices they're charging for tarmac, I'm just going to say sod that. You can do the weird S-bend thing. Okay. So I apologize if it gets jittery sometimes when zooming around. It does actually require a lot of resources, this game. Been quite a heavy graphics load, and the fans are, even on the lower resolution, are running quite heavily. That notwithstanding, let's see how our lines are doing. So the Conmats line is making 2 million, which is nice. And that'll probably be the only profitable train line by the looks of it. Yes. So overall, financially, well, how are we looking? Railroad, 2 million minus, 2 million plus. It fluctuates. It depends on when the trains come in. By the looks of it, you know, you can make 8.5, 9, 12, 8. Yeah, it's really quite unnerving how expensive these are to run, comparatively speaking. We were looking at this in terms of food production as well. This train's actually stopped for a long time while food comes in. And bearing in mind that it's only actually producing 100, if that, 80 something, and Penrith does need a good 147, so 86, it needs 147. This comes down to a lack of grain. Now, we did prep a grain station here, which is costing us money and not actually doing anything. So what I'm going to do next is just quite simply, I'm not going to extend this to double track yet. I'm just going to, well, I am going to double track this part because we've got the tools train coming through. Oh, bugger me. This is expensive-o. Passing through. Yeah. Yeah, definitely passing through. Okay. So, just pause that for a second. There. That one can go to there. Wait. And this one can go to here. Let's put an X in there. Oh, come on, stop being a turd. Where is that connection point? It's here. Why are you not putting the X in? Tell me. How about here? Well, sometimes this game just nope. Don't ask me why. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but in some cases it just won't do it. Yes, I'm aware. Relax. We'll take care of this in a second. So we're just going to pull this one back a little bit. And I'm falling into old habits here because I really shouldn't be doing that, but at this stage we need to start optimizing the traffic flow as well. And why the bloody hell won't you go in? Right, I think I got that in off camera. So, yeah, I basically just rebuilt the passage line as part of the station, so now it's working as intended. Now we just need to make this country road connect to there, and we're actually gonna bridge it because reasons. Hang on, do we have a considerable height difference anyway? I'm thinking we can just do this differently. Why would you do that? Why on earth would you do that? Okay, there we go. We do this, and we do that. There. Using the bridges that already exist. Bob's your uncle. Done. Okie dokie. See that the lines are all coming in. Yes, they are. Did a little bit of a weave there, but that's fine. Now, with this X in place, we need an X on the other end. Please work this time. Yeah, wonderful. And we need a loading track, which will be, oops, come on, which will be this one here. Right, and coming out the other end, just so you say, I don't never give you anything nice. There you go. Done. Signaling. One loading train. Good. Something in the tunnel. Something on the bridges, and just one before the X. There we go. Righty-ho. So, grain train number 2 will be identical to this one. And it'll go on that line. So, from there to there, a full load of grain. Think of. So, train, freight, drift, train 2. I called it corn, really. Nothing if not precise. There we go. So is the farm actually connected? It is. Let's give it a train. So here was the difference in price that I was talking about earlier. This AE47, 1.4 million, and the RE44, which has considerably less tractive effort. 500 less. It will cost a little bit less, and it also costs less to run. So it is perfectly suitable for our needs at this stage. Let's get the gondola. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these trains can be no longer than 160 meters. Call it 157, sounds good. You see, perfect. Good tractive effort. Happy camber. Grain 2, that's you. Now, speaking of 150 meters, I do believe this train only has... Yes. Let's add that last cart there, 10. 10 and 10 to fill up what will be a very busy food train. We're going to add another boxcar to it. It needs 100 and something. 162, 2 meters over the end. You'd be alright with that? I suppose. There we go. There's definitely enough grain coming in for that now. So, back on track. And off it goes. So this one already has 53 waiting for it. Oh, that fits like a glove. Awesome sauce. Okay. The grain distribution here is still done by trucks, and I have to be perfectly honest, I don't know if we've got... Oh, no, we do. We have good coverage. We have the station itself catches a few, and the trucks do the rest. Good. Just put the food down there. They're full. Righty-ho. Okay, so Penrith should now get closer to 90 or, well, it should be 100%, which will put this town growing like nobody's business. Excellent. There is a potential to make an easy route. Where was that? Ah, yes, construction materials to this little town over here, Solihull. Solihull is not actually connected to the transport network yet. Maybe we should look at that first. It does have road access to here. Wow, that's a long way around. I'm almost inclined to let them come here. Connect. That might be better. Which would mean we need to either go around, well, yeah, I still need to make a tunnel. Okay, we'll tunnel through here. That's good enough. Again, not use the big roads just yet. It's bad enough as it is. As the crow flies, boom. 3.8 million. Yes, well, it is. Wow. Nice. It is a big tunnel. It really is. Okay, we'll take it. And we will connect the city road. And we'll even upgrade the city road in. That way, there will be no reason for the buses to go any slower. And Solihull has a massive, great big empty space in the middle there, where we will put in... yes, we will have a circular line, so that's perfect. Just connect opposite to that intersection. Oh well. Oh god, that's not straight. Never mind. Nothing if not precise. New line. U. Oh, hang on. Need to do something here first. Configure. We need some more passengers. What are we going to wreck? Oh well, sorry. Done. Lines. Lines. There we go. Line 1. Manage. And another station. Very good. Road passenger. Sol. Win. Good. And this will be 6. 5, 6. Good stuff. Connected. Let's just improve the road quality coming in. Hello. There you go. Good. Now the question remains, construction materials. How much are we using at the moment in Wallesley? 133 of 142. Yeah, this construction materials plants can definitely provide for here. And I'm seriously thinking whether I should then truck it across to there, because this line can happily support a second drop-off point. So this is all for the food, which is perfectly covered. And we can make a second one here for con mats, and we could truck it to there, just space, and just bring it down, or bring it straight down. Why the hell not? It's a long route. Crikey. What to do? Well, first things first. We need the train, and this will be a terminal, and it will be high speed 2. No, one cargo. That's all we're going to do here. Stop overdoing it. Yeah, you see, this is the problem. It's really complicated little setup. How about cargo? Oh, that's nice. There we go. It's a considerable amount of cargo taken care of there. And we're going to go around that road. Around the mountain, even. We cut off the corner a bit. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Now then, let's have a look. See, there's a line coming in. There's two. Well, we have drop-off line and pickup line. So we need a second pickup line. Hey, how you doing? Second pickup line in. And we need to make sure the trains can actually get there. So we're going to put that there. Good. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just twist this around. Ooh, wow. Okay, you actually do that. Awesome. Round the outside. Not lose too much speed. Yeah, 225. 225 is decent. Can live with that. There we go. And connect up as the crow flies. Of course you're colliding. Why are you colliding? Oh, because you missed. There we go. As the crow flies. That's not half bad. Rightio. In you go. So, that means we need to add a line, which takes con mats from here to here. Beg your pardon. Cannot connect all stations. Why can you not connect all stations? Did I press the wrong button? Branch? Huh. Why can you not connect? What did I miss? Okay. It's good there. It's good there. Wow, I really wish it didn't do this. What is wrong with you? Somebody point out the mistake. No? Anybody? I'm at a total loss. Why are you not working? Ah, aha, aha, here we go. Technology is never wrong. Stations connected. Awesome source. Where were we? Manage line. Thank you. Fill up with conmats. Good lad. Conmats. That color. TF Zoli Hol Conmats. Awesome source. Oh, did I leave that on 3 minutes? That's wrong. It's totally wrong. There. Unlimited. Good. Oops. Now, where are our trusty trains? Electric. The RE44. You will want... No, wait. Flat car with sticks. Here we go. Oh, 158. That's our maximum right there. And make sure that we can actually see the line. Chain freight, solid hill combats. And off it goes. And this one, we can actually sit on and have a little tour of our little train network. Off we go.
Mic off. Mic on.
Right, there we are. That's our second construction materials train. I'm going to assume that our quarry is going to have to start really pumping it out now, because, well, with 2 trains pulling at it, it'll actually be, well, it should be working at full capacity. 208, 209, yeah, this is going to go up nicely. Solihull is 116, of which I think we have most covered, so good stuff. Anybody spot the mistake? Yes. Yes. This is on the wrong terminal. There we go. Now you're on the right terminal, which is the waiting track. Very good. Ooh, food truck overload here. Obviously there's more food coming in right now, so what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate one of these trucks. There we go. Should do the trick. That will actually go to the nearest depot and just pick up another truck. So, pretty nifty. And our food train seems to be filling up quite nicely, and there's also a surplus there, 180 to 200. What's that say? Sorry. 71. Yeah, it's only at 50%, so that definitely still needs some work. Let's see how our new passenger lines are coming along. Win Chelsea. Win Chelsea has a lot of passengers waiting. Although, yeah, no. ALS Win is normal. Oh, 32 on the Win Nor. That's pretty good. Let's have a look here. 19 and 11 looks balanced. 327 is Bognor Regis. And 22. Ah, here we go. This was the issue with the... Oh my word, what's happened here? Oh no. No, what's happened here? There are trucks that should be coming in that aren't, because they're stuck. Oh. Ow. Okay, this is always the problem with the shorter truck stops, especially if you have a pickup weight line. It just ends up clogging the traffic like nobody's business, and then a boat comes in and oh dear. Well, actually the boat, yeah, no, the boat did deliver. Crikey. 83. This is an issue. This is a real issue. Okay, we're definitely going to need more trucks on this tipper line. How are these guys coming along? Yeah, they're off ski. Good. So we're going to put in... No, sorry, that's not what I wanted. I wanted another... 3 trucks. Yeah, with shiploads coming in. That's pretty good. Now maybe... Obviously these guys waiting here doesn't help. Let's make their cargo space a little bit... Oh, no I don't. Nope, that's it. That's limited. Alright. Turn around. Oh, crikey, the traffic on here. It's not pretty. It's really not pretty. Where are those trucks coming from? Here they come. Turn you around. Come on, we need the trucks coming in. And turn you around. Oh, I need to balance this out again. This is the issue. If you can't build really big stations because, well, they cost a ton of money to sustain, then you have to be very careful when these things start happening, because that is a lot of grain that's just gone out the window. A lot of grain. I need to balance this out again. Okay, last one's offloading here. We should probably switch these two around as well. I think it would make life easier if the coming in were on this side. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to leave them at this size. But I'm going to do it like that. Right. Let's see how we're getting along down here. Because they're dropping food back off. Oof. Crikey. Trucks, traffic. Yeah, you see this road segment actually warrants an upgrade to something like this. Because there is a lot of traffic. And this way the cars can overtake and they'll stop clogging up the route. Because there's also buses coming through and so forth. So, you're umming and ahhing here if we do this one as well. That one won't work, that one won't work, that one will. That's an expensive proposition, crikey. What we can do is we can take this off and put it like that. That should, for all intents and purposes, make this upgradable, at the very least to that. And maybe, yes, for some reason that one won't go. Why won't you go? Okay, let's take this out. And now you'll go. Good. And now try and recon. Wow, okay, perfect. Not perfect, but good enough. There. Done. Lots of traffic. Lots and lots of traffic there. There we go. How are we doing? You getting your food? Yes, you are. Very good. And how's this coming along? You see one ship barely full, but still making a profit. Good. Good stuff. Now we're coming along here. He gets back to 130. Oh, full load. Nice. Lovely. That means he's not stopped for any length of time, which is good, considering what he's costing. How about you? Well, still stopped and loading. That's probably more to do with this. If we get the shipment up to 200, it'll go to level 2. Oh, there's just nowhere we can ship food to right now. Oh well. How's this looking? 28. Got a first train yet here? No, nothing yet. How are you looking? Oh, you're nearly there. Very good. We can finish the tour. Which is a good thing because we're reaching an hour. So, off we go. Last leg of the tour.
Mic off. Mic on.
And here we go. One construction material delivery on Solihull. Very nice. Very nice. And it's minus 18,000. Well, I did spend a lot of time traveling and sitting still, so I'm going to assume that it's not going to be that bad the second time round. How about this one? Does this one leave full? Yes, it does. Right away. Very good. And that one's already got 26 as well. So this Conmat's plant is definitely kicking it like there's no tomorrow. The stone quarry is maxed out. Very good. So we should be pumping out close to 400 here. Or close to demand at very least. Which is a good thing. And yeah, that's the next leg of hard mode. I'm going to do some optimizing off camera. And yeah, join me again later in the week when we do some more Transport Fever 2. Good night.